If you're considering relocating to Cambodia, there's no better time than the present. The Kingdom of Cambodia is located in Southeast Asia, bordered by Thailand and Vietnam. Cambodia is a developing country with a growing economy. Cambodia offers an impressive and diverse environment, from the sprawling flat plains in the central region to the winding Mekong River, tropical rainforests, and mountainous regions, as well as the crown jewel of the Khmer Empire, Angkor Wat, an ancient city built in the 11th century by the Khmer Empire that brings millions of tourists to Cambodia each year and was recently voted one of the top 5 tourist destinations in the world. So whether you want to live in the bustling city of Phnom Penh or on the tropical islands of Coron, or if you even want to dwell among the temples of Siem Reap, Cambodia has something for everyone. But more importantly, Cambodia offers a great climate, a wonderful exchange rate, and most of all, the friendliest people in the world. Contact us today at Sincere Travel Services to schedule your consultation, and we'll help make your move to Cambodia as smooth and easy as possible. Hey, what's cracking, everybody? Good day, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to Ed Travels. Um, I'm absolutely thrilled to be here today. Had an absolutely wonderful live last time. I did a short one yesterday when I was out in the countryside with the family, and um, I got some housekeeping stuff to do before we get into it tonight about the rise and the emergence of the black man in the middle class of America. I think that's important in the fact of, in terms of how it relates to men, but black men, but all men exploring their options overseas when it comes to dating and marriage and work. I want to make sure that the content here stays relevant. And first of all, I'd like to thank um, everybody who's shown me so much love. I truly, truly am humbled and I appreciate it. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I want to do is that everybody who's on my page knows that I'm a huge golfer. If you don't know, now you know. And I want to send a big shout out to Jon Rahm, Spanish golfer, number one player in the world now, who won the Masters yesterday, 2023, by 4 shots over Phil Mickelson and Brooks Koepka. So absolutely, absolutely big shout out to Rambo. Congratulations on the green jacket. All right. The second piece of order is that yesterday during my live that I did out in the countryside, I mentioned someone named Dee Dee. And this Dee Dee was not, I repeat, not this amazing, young, beautiful black woman who does a great channel, she's given me the opportunity to be on her panels. I was not talking about her. I was talking about one of the ladies from the community that was going extra hard to troll me, which I'm gonna talk about in a few minutes. But I wanted to clarify that I was not talking about Dee Dee. Please go check out her channel, like, click, subscribe, show her some love. Okay. Now let's get started going into the business at hand. And let me go ahead right before we get started. Let me go ahead and get rid of some of these super chats. I'm gonna, not interrupt the flow as much as I used to. But before we get started, because ain't no flow started, I want to highlight some of these comments. This is a comment that came in super early before the live even started from Rich Free. He said the picture look. I guess he's talking about the thumbnail. Looks hilarious for some reason. He's holding a passport like a college degree. First of all, big shout out to my man Rice Patty Reasons. Hey, salute to you, brother. Hey, dinner was great, man. I'm gonna put up a video of the meal that they cooked last night. That was my lady Sim and her sisters and aunties. It was delicious. Now I do have to admit, one of them looked a little dicey, and they kept trying to get me to eat it. My girl kept looking at me strange. So, I looked at the nonverbal cues. Looked like it had some ants in it. To be honest, I don't know, man. It might have been grasshopper. I don't know. I just wasn't doing it. Wasn't gonna happen. Shout out to my man Ren McKinley, my homie, always here. I appreciate you. Hey, Rambo got it done. Rambo got it done. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Rice Patty Reasons. I love Dee Dee too, baby. She does her thing, and I was not. I repeat, not talking about her. I was not referring to her when I said Dee Dee. I'm coming at you. This was like Dee Dee Hyena 1 2 3 4, whatever her name was, but she was going back and forth at me. So let me go ahead and get to what I want to talk about. The first thing I wanted to talk about. Shout out to my girl Mashawn Denise, and I love the term that she uses over here. And here are 5 things about Ed Travels that I'd like everybody to know. Number 1, it's about facts, not feelings over here. I like to make my arguments based on facts, on empirical data. Now, none of us are perfect, and that's why I encourage dialogue. If you want to check me in a civil way, I have no problem with that at all. If you want to sit back and say, Ed, I don't agree with your stats or your argument or your perspective, we're all adults, right? I have no issue with sitting back saying, let's talk about it then, if I'm wrong. So, when folks sit there and whenever someone uses these 2 words in their response to me, I feel this way or I think this, you're letting me know that you're not basing your response to me upon facts. So it's about facts, not feeling. Let's move forward. Number 2, accountability. Accountability is the quality or state of being accountable. The military taught me to seek responsibility and take responsibility for my actions. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I have to admit that. And that ties into number 1. I think one of the biggest problems in this world right now is that people have lost the ability to take accountability. Or no, let me turn around. People seem to lack the willingness to take accountability, not only for their words or their actions, their thoughts. You got to be accountable. Okay. Number 3, which is very important to me, no black man bashing. I think the black man has already been bashed enough. So there's no black man bashing over here. Let's keep it civil. If we want to poke fun at each other, that's fine. But no slick dissing, No, none of that. Or I'm not going to show the comment. Or I'm going to kick you out the chat and put you on timeout so you can think about it. But we're not going to have that over here. There's enough black man bashing going on as it is, and I'm not going to be party to that. You know, I'm quickly starting to learn that maybe I was a bit naive, that in these YouTube streets, that you can actually have a show with substance, that you can have a show that means something, that you can have a platform that tries to help people. It amazes me. And I was watching a live that I truly enjoyed by Tommy Sotomayor. Big shout out to him. Funny brother, deep brother, that was talking about, you know, how so many black content creators on here that claim to be pro-black and I'm so much for the black movement only attack each other. We pro-black until somebody makes a mad and it turns into this black soap opera. I don't want to be part of that. I don't know any of those people personally. I've never been on their platforms, and I just don't want to muddy up the waters. And I'll leave it at that. Number 4, over here, the way I do it over here, we are pro passport, pro travel, and pro options. The first one, I am pro getting your passport. That blue book opens up the world for you. I am pro travel, travel in general. Waking up in the morning in a different country, breathing different air is something special. And you get to see that the world is much bigger than where you live. Different cultures, different food, different music, different climates, on and on and on. It changes you as a person, it's transformative. So I am pro travel, and also I'm pro options. See, money is a means by which you're able to do different things, go different places. Money gives you options. I can travel to another city, to another country, and if I have the financial ability and the financial means, I can stay at the Four Seasons, I can stay at a luxury resort, I can stay at a nice place, or I can stay at the cheapest place. Money gives me the options to do whatever I want. And, you know, as it relates to options, you know, by traveling, I have the options to go find what I'm looking for if I'm not able to find it where I'm at. You're always going to have haters. And I still don't understand why there's some brothers out there that want to disparage or talk down upon other brothers that decide to travel. Like, you trying to police my pockets and DYCK police me. But I understand that, you know, there are people here that be, number one, that are afraid to travel, that can't afford to travel, that don't understand travel, that for some, you know, odd reason believe that rather than going out to find someone that was born and raised to be, you know, feminine, fit, cooperative, submissive, that I'm supposed to sit here in the States and through my masculinity, I'm gonna force or change somebody into being something that they're not. You know, I get the argument all the time. You know, passport bros or whatever. You guys travel because you don't have the game. You don't have the strength. You can't holler at women here. You can't make them be submissive to you. Listen, man, I ain't got time to make nobody do nothing. I don't know why you worried about it, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. So I'm pro options. And finally, if you're gonna insult me, let your insults be creative and original. You know, the Godfather, you know, Kevin Samuels, R.I.P., said a lot of haters and a lot of you know, some women, modern women, love to use shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. Yesterday, when I did my live, that there's a short that I have on my video of when my wife cooked dinner for me. And on my channel, I have 98.6 positive, you know, I guess reactions. You know, that's what it says in the analytics. 98.6. So, you know, that means that what? less than 2% of the people that watch my channel got something negative to say. But when your insults are recycled insults, I'm dusty, I'm crusty, um, dirt foot, the women that are here in Cambodia are dirt foot, ignorance. I mean, you regurgitating the same things and your insults ain't hitting on nothing. I don't know how many of y'all were in the military. If you were in the military and you in the chat, please put a 1. Hit a 1 if you're prior military. See, I was prior military, and the insults, the way that we made fun of each other, were classic, original. This chick was going after me about my teeth. This Dee Dee, the hyena, whoever she was talking about how bad my teeth was. She was calling me yuck mouth and, you need to get that fixed. I don't know why she was fascinated by him. Maybe she, needs some dental work herself. And I explained to her that, and I'm only talking about this, not because it's that important, but I just wanted to prove the point. And she kept doing it, bruh. She kept going at me. Mr. Yuckmouth, a man that don't take care of his mouth is a pook. She didn't say pookie. She said I was a pook, which is a new one. I had to give her that. And I said, then I told her, if you said then you said, Ed, your mouth looked like you chewing on rocks. Oh, she would just sit back and say, Ed, you got some teeth. Some are here, some are there. I could get that. That's kind of funny. That's kind of creative. You don't hurt my feelings. I can take it just as well as I can give it. But then I hit her with reality and said, look, I'm 100% disabled vet. And if anybody knows anything about the VA, the only way you get free dental care at the VA is if you reach the 100% level. And back in November, when I reached 100% total and permanent, it opened up a bunch of new benefits for me. My kids could go to school under Chapter 35, and they also made dental appointments for me. I got, impacted molar taken out down here in the bottom. I got a tooth extracted. I had oral surgery, but I wasn't back in the States long enough to get the bridge and get all that done. And I don't want veneers. I mean, not knocking you if you do, that's just not my thing. When I was down in Colombia, in Medellin, I got quotes from, because a lot of people do travel, even here to Cambodia, Thailand, outside the country to get dental work done. That's a big thing. Their veneers are very cheap. They will quote me $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for this work. And I thought about doing it. But then when I talked to the VA, the Veterans Administration, they said, we'll do it for free. So I just waited. I got part of it done. When I go back next month, I get the rest of it done. And I even told her, that's the reason why I'm doing it. I really don't feel like I need to fucking explain to you, but this is the reason why, why it is the way it is. I could get it done here in Cambodia cheaper than it is in the States, but yet I'm still coming out of my pocket. So why do it when I can get it done for free? But I don't understand. But anyway, then she said, well, the VA don't even do that. And so now you're a veteran. Now you're a veteran services officer, a benefit specialist. See what I'm talking about? I should have added number 6 on here that don't nobody care about your opinion. Hey, how about this? Let me revise that. No one cares about your unsolicited opinion. If you're just going to blurt out what you think about something without somebody asking you, people got the right to say, did I ask you? But again, let me go back to my point. I digress. Insults must be creative and original. If you're going to insult me, let it be creative and original. All right, y'all. Let me get to some of these comments. Yummy bugs. Yeah, here in Cambodia, that is the thing. If you go down on Puff Street, they got stalls where they serving up bugs. I can't do it, bro. I just can't do it. Oh, yeah, Tommy is still on. They tried to cancel him, and I can see why. Because, he actually, big shout out to Tommy. Tommy did a lot. And I was warned by people that if I don't watch what I say, they're going to cancel me or try to or flag me or whatever. We'll see what happens. I can't control that. To my man,
Men's Daily Advice and Encouragement channel. Hey, what's up, man? Appreciate it. Much love. Thank you. Rich Free again. I hate the argument that black men who travel have no game. First of all, let's be real, y'all. Um, you don't need no game if you're really, really traveling. And I'm gonna touch on that again about my man Austin Holloman and a couple of other people that did some lives yesterday. And I really want to touch on that after I get through the core points, and then I'm gonna bring people on. Um, yeah, dude, called my wife Dirtfoot, said she was ignorant, talked about my mouth, talked about my kids. I mean, really nasty things, really nasty things. But I've gotten immune to that because one thing about being a content creator is the fact that along with the praise and the recognition, you got to take along the insults, the attempted shaming. Because, like I've said before, um, you you can't control what other people say. You can only control how you react to it. And a moment of anger can cause you a lifetime of distress. And that's a quote from Siddhartha Gautama, better known as the Buddha. You know, lashing out of anger can cause you a lifetime of distress. So what I tend to do is I try to turn it into a positive. So because I was in the military, dude, my drill sergeant didn't give a rat's ass about your feelings. Seriously, he didn't care if he hurt your feelings. We live in a snowflake cream puff society now, where you can't say nothing to nobody. All right, so it doesn't bother me, but you're right. It's extremely disrespectful, especially my wife. When I told her, she first of all she said, "Baby, baby, what mean what mean Dirtfoot?" I said, "Baby, they're talking about that you guys can't even afford shoes, blah blah blah." And you know what she said to me, which was so honest, because we went out about 30 miles outside the city. That's where her aunt, where her sisters, like her sisters, her aunts, her cousins. That was her birth home. I got to meet the head guy of the village, and when he walked in, even the men were like, "Hey, man, that's the dude right there." But he was friends with Sim's mom, and I took off my hat, walked up to him. So today, so Sabai spoke to him, showed my respect to him as he came in. And she said, "Baby, Dirtfoot." They say my feet dirty. She said, "Yeah, baby. Sometimes my feet dirty because she said because when I grow up, mama, papa, no work, I can't afford shoes." She didn't even take it as an insult at first. But then when I talked to her sister said, "Well, here in Cambodia, we got this thing called Kung Khmer, which is the Cambodian version of Muay Thai. And people who don't know about Muay Thai, it's a martial art." And she said, "Tell those women that call us Dirtfoot that if they travel here to Cambodia, we're going to show them where we can put that Dirtfoot. FYI. That's no threats. The views expressed by her sister are not necessarily views of my channel. But hey, I'm putting it out there." Yeah, bro, she called me a pook. I have no idea what a pook is. Maybe you can tell me in the comments. Hey, Brooklyn Kid, my man. So thankful to have you here, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, that might, but she spells her name the same way as the content creator, but she had something else on it. And I'm not going to give her real username on YouTube because she doesn't deserve it. All they do is repeat the same garbage. Yeah, it's the same playbook. I've said that before. In the NFL, you play a team in your division twice, one home game, one away game. If you lose one of those games using your playbook and you go right back in the second game using the exact same playbook, it gets old. It gets monotonous. It gets bland. My man Eric, big shout out to Alaska in the house. If Asian women have different, they're pretty. Absolutely. They are gorgeous, pretty little feet. Because I've seen the hammer toes. Hey, shout out to my man. I've seen them hammer toes. I've seen them toes that come up on top of each other like that. They piled on like this and they hanging off the end of the shoes like they gripping on to them slides. We all seen that. Yeah, exactly. No, she said POOK. Maybe she can't spell. I like how do the accents for people in countries when they're questioning in general the matrix people way of thinking and believing. Yeah, big shout out to Andre and Andrea from Love Crossing Borders down in Cali, Colombia. Please stop by their channel and show them some love. They're doing big things. Um, hey, you're welcome too, Brooklyn Kid. These hyenas are so angry about men that they don't care about. I never understood that. They constantly put out content and content. And then even one of them had enough nerve to tell me, you must be living a miserable life over there, in Asia, because all you want to do is talk about us. And I'm like, no, not really. I respond to what you say when it's directed towards me, but I'm not talking about you. damn sure don't miss you. And then they sit back and say, well, you can go ahead and go. I said, well, I've been gone for 5 years and I never asked for your permission in the first place. I didn't know that I needed it. See, that goes to that diluted sense of control. Like you're telling me it's okay to go. I'm not your goddamn kid. And I never asked for your permission. Big shout out to my man down in Albany, Kevin. Man, me and Kevin chat all the time. Much love to you, brother. What's up, brother? Those women haven't lived a life past their nose being in the phone. Exactly. On live. Yeah, I covered the Masters. I covered the U.S. Open. I walked on 91 holes inside the ropes with Tiger Woods, who had to withdraw after, I believe it was the second round. The suspension of that round because of his foot issues. And I put out a short basically saying, hey, Tiger, man, it's been a good run. And maybe it's time for you just to go back and chill and enjoy the fruits of your labor. You don't owe the world anything. I've never seen a Tiger Woods that plays in a tournament just to make cuts. And it's painful to see him trying to walk up and down those fairways. Big salute to Tiger Woods. Rich Free said, I remind him of the veteran from the movie Kickboxer with Van Damme. I'm going to have to go check that out. And then to Ren, they're so arrogant when they make these videos talking about other men going overseas. Exactly. That's an inflated sense of ego, because ego tells you to believe that you're more than what you are. That's what ego does. And if y'all can see in the background, my puppies are back there. No, my little dog Bunny just jumped on my girl. That's my Puka. Hey, Bunny. That's my girl. She will bite you. She will bite you. She got to make her debut. You know how women are. She is a female dog. Jax, on the other hand, is back there chilling. The big lab. They are arrogant. Todd, how do I pronounce that? Todd Miak? How is compared to Mexico for any? Okay. Totally different cultures. My man, Rubber Band Man, what's up? So, yeah, Eric, the ABRs are just. So I want to give a big shout out to everybody for joining. Love having y'all here. So let's go ahead and get into it, people. All right. So the first thing that I want to do is, again, I talked about facts, not feelings. Now, the Institute for Family Studies, I believe is what it is, did a study. Again, what did I talk about? Point number one. This is about facts, not feelings. And it talks about here our share in the middle class. And let me go ahead and clear the screen here, because I want everybody to be able to see this. I want to be able to clear this. Boy, I got so many of these little windows up, man. I need somebody full time just to work the banners for me. Good Lord. All right, here we go. This is a study that was done, and I believe it was 2016. So but it says the share middle or higher income among men by race. And as you can see here, starting in 1960, a little under 50%, and it was until around 1980, right? And then it went down a bit, right? Well, no, I'm sorry, I was reading the wrong one. My apologies. Way low, right? 38%. And as you can see, black men entering the middle class has been on a pretty consistent rise all the way up to 2016. We hit about 50, a little under 57%, right? In contrast, when it comes to poverty, there's been a dramatic drop from 41% basically all the way down to about 18% of black men living in poverty in the US. Again, these are facts, not feelings. And there's a method to my madness. There's a reason why I'm putting this up. Okay. And it says here, 4 encouraging things from these reports. Number 1, a substantial share of black men in the United States are realizing the American dream, at least financially. Because as George Carlin said, in order to believe in the American dream, you have to be asleep. And a majority are not poor. Per an analysis of census data outlined in the report, more than 1 in 2 black men, 57%, have made it into the middle class or higher as adults today, up from 38% in 1960. Okay? Facts. 2, education, work, marriage are central to the economic success of black men in the United States. Again, let me read number 2 again. Education, work, and marriage are central, key to the economic success of black men. Black men who work full time, earn at least some college education. I got my PhD. And married are significantly more likely to be members of the middle or upper class in their 50s. Just like Kevin Samuels, the Godfather, used to say, men hit their stride financially late 40s and 50s. For example, 70% of married black men are in the middle class, compared to only 20% of never married middle men and 44% of black men. This is one of my favorite ones, and I guess you know why. Military service is also linked to higher odds of making it into the middle class or higher for black men. Reports find that black men who served in the military are more likely than those who did not to be in the middle class when they reach midlife, 54% versus 45%. And I can sit there and speak. Maybe you get that, that retirement, those disability payments, and then you're able to work after you get out of the military, which will increase your income so you can reach that, because we're going to talk about what exactly is the middle class. And finally, additionally, regular church attendance and a strong sense of personal agency, and agency I would take to mean responsibility, accountability, are linked to the upper mobility of black men. Black men who frequently attend church services at a young age are more likely to reach the middle class or higher in their 50s. Again, for example, 53% of those who attended church reached the middle class, right? Okay. Hit the one if you're still with me. I don't want to bore you to death because we're going to get into it. What is the average single black man's salary? Now we're going to talk about the black man, single black man. And this is from Pew Research. Anybody knows about the Pew Research Center? Black men, $828 a week, $43,000 annually as of November 30th, 2021. What percentage of men are in the middle class? The share of adults who are in the middle class varies modestly, not much, among racial ethnic groups, ranging from 47% for black men, black and Asian adults, to 49 for Hispanic, and 52 for white adults in 2021. So for all of you hyenas that are coming at me, where'd you get your stats? Can you post your link for where you got your stats? Okay, here we go. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, maybe you've heard of them. The median income in 2021 was $70,784. So American families earning between $47,189 and $141,568 were technically in the middle class, according to Pew Research. And this is as of January 10th, 2023. So I think that that's pretty recent, definitely after the pandemic. Now, here we go. Here we go. Trigger alert. Trigger alert for the community.
Emotional damage. Emotional damage.
Now, here's the trigger alert, because I had to put this in there, fellas. I'm not going to let you down. Median wages for black women in the United States are $36,303 per year. I'm strong. I'm independent. I got my own money. Compared to the median wage of $57,005 annually for white non-Hispanic women. Okay, I'm going to read that again. $36,303 per year for black women, opposed to $57,005 for white and non-Hispanic women. This amounts to a difference of $20,702 each year as of October 6, 2022. So the average black woman makes about $20,000 less than the white woman or non-Hispanic woman. Okay? And I'm going to be fair now. I want to talk about what race are the highest paid women. In the 2-year period, 2019 to 2020, for the 2029 age group, the real median earnings of white non-Hispanic women was 33% higher than black women. Trigger alert. Trigger alert. 24% higher than Hispanic women. And Asian women were not them dirty foots. Asian women were 66% higher than black non-Hispanic women and 55% higher than Hispanic women. So Asian women are coming over here knocking it out the box. And I see your comments. And before I get to them, I want this video to play. I'm not quite sure. I think this brother is the medium modern man. Shout out to him. But I got this little clip from the Blizzard King, Uncle D, Dennis Sperling. Much love to Uncle D, because he did a whole show on this. I urge you to go over and check it out. Much more detailed than me. But I want you to check this out. Now, I hope it plays. If not, because see, sometimes what happens on here, if at least I found this out, and I'm using Yardstream. What I found out is that if you let a video sit too long, it won't play. So let me reload it here.
$46,000 a year. Middle income is considered $43,000. So that puts black men in that middle class. So for the average black man is middle class. Black women make almost $42,000 a year. That puts them almost $4,400 a year less than black men and $1,600 less than Pew's middle income. So, going off that statistics, you can basically see that black men fit every metric in regards to what middle income is. However, black women do not. Again, when I ask the question, can the average black man provide for the average black woman? The answer is yes, because of the fact that black men meet every metric in regards to what middle class is, in regards to earners.
All right. I'm back with you. Let me go to these comments. Rubber Band Man in the house. And I want everybody, please, I'm going to ask you, hit that like button. Let's get the likes up in here, man. Let's get the likes up. Please, let's help that algorithms and help the channel grow. Please get the likes. Please subscribe. Hit that bell notification. Please. Ren says, interesting that we're not the ones getting evicted. Exactly. So when that sister came up, Ren, with that idiotic comment about homeless, poor black men. First of all, if you're a woman, that homeless men are your homeless men are your only group of men that you are going to date, and you claim that you don't want to get evicted because you don't want to be with a homeless man.
Emotional damage.
What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
What the hell is wrong with you? What the hell is wrong with you?
It makes no sense. Again, we're all about facts, not fiction. Facts, not feelings. It is very interesting information. Men Daily Advice and Encouragement channel, it is. If you got a YouTube channel, put your link in the chat and share it with everybody. This is about networking. Yeah, that's right. Medium Man. Big shout out to Medium Man. Please go check it out. And if I didn't say it before, fair use on those videos. I don't want to get a strike. Totally skipped my mind, but it's fair use on those. I did, hey, it is fair use. It's implied, I know, but I want to say it. Anything that I show Medium Man's videos, fair use, fair use, fair use. Yeah, see, the thing that gets me is this, gentlemen, like I said before, I want my platform to be about dialogue and substance. And if we're going to have dialogue and substance, then let's do that. If we're going to have dialogue and substance, then let's do that. And if you're going to come back with a quote unquote statistics, like a lot of these sisters came at me with after that live the other day, don't just go try to find a stat strictly because you want to attack what I said, or strictly because you want to contradict it out of bad faith. And more importantly, don't post something because believe me, I'm going to get at you. If you can research, I can research too. And I'm going to get at you. It's almost like that sister on the TikTok video, the one that I showed. You're right. Black women are getting evicted at a high rate. I give you that. But y'all are number 2. Like you're saying something. Neither one of those is good. Even though you're wrong, neither one of those is good. How about the fact that you don't have children without getting married? if you sit back and you look, almost $87,000, according to statistics, is the income that an average black married couple can be making in the United States. A black man in the middle class, as Medium Man said, makes enough money to take care of a family. But with the help of the average black woman's income, you're looking at $87,000 a year, which puts you in the middle class. Probably helps two things happen. You don't have to go on public assistance in the first place, because that's one of the reasons why. That's one of the reasons why you're getting evicted at a higher rate. It's because you have no help. According to you, you don't need no help, but obviously that's not working out for you. But if you two can get together and make it work and make $87,000 a year combined, you're in a much better place. Hey, everybody sub, please, Rice Patty Reasons. Please go to his channel and please get the likes up here, please. Yeah. Ren's comment. I'm trying to just debunk the false narrative. It's almost to the point, if they don't have a point, then they'll make up one. With everything behind that point is to make us look bad. Like Eric said, black men pay our rent. Yeah, exactly. If you're smart, you too, if you're able to. I'm dropping the link if someone wants to come in. So, all right, y'all. I don't want to bore everybody, everybody about the stats, but I wanted that to be done. That's what the thumbnail said. I didn't want anybody to sit back and think that it was clickbait, or any of that. I wanted to be able to talk about something of substance, something that actually means something. It's very important for me that that's what we talk about. So if anybody want to hop on, I see my man Real Deal. I'm gonna bring you in the building. Real Deal, you're on, man. What's going on?
Hey, how you doing, brother? I just wanted to say salute to you and your channel, man. I've been kind of in the clouds watching you all and looking at everybody's content in reference to traveling and then so on and so forth. It's been quite entertaining as well as informational. So I want to tell you, definitely keep doing what you're doing. You all definitely are an inspiration. But I do want to get your feedback on something, if you don't mind. I wanted to kind of ask you, like, okay, in a way, not to create no riffraff or nothing. Okay, like with the Austin situation and the other young brother kind of want to distance themselves from the title. Let me ask you your personal opinion. Do you think it kind of makes sense? Like, let's say if that title has been dragged somewhat in a negative light and crazy things are happening, you're getting death threats and so on and so forth, according to, I guess, one of the other gentlemen. Do you think it's pretty much smart at that point to say, hey, man, I can still travel and live my life, but I don't need to post about it as much if it's putting my life in danger with people putting out my address? What's your feedback on that?
Well, as people can attest, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. I dropped you off by mistake there, Rice Patty. Welcome to the building. Real Deal. I've always been a supporter of the young brother Austin Holloman. And anybody who's watching any of my lives, I've always tried to come at him from a place of love. You're 23 years old, you're doing your thing, you're going out. Be a good global citizen to whatever country you go to. He went and unfortunately got himself caught up in that little situation down in Brazil. Then he came to Thailand. He came right here in my own backyard to Cambodia, and he made a video here in Cambodia about Walking Street. And I'm going somewhere with this. So if you go to Pattaya, Thailand, there's a Walking Street area, and we all know what happens on Walking Street. Okay, If you go to Fields Avenue in Angeles City in the Philippines, there's a walking street. There's a big sign that says walking street. It's full of girly bars and all that. And then when he was in Phnom Penh in Cambodia, he said, I'm going to talk about walking street in Cambodia, but he was really on the riverside, right next to the Mekong River. There is no walking street in Cambodia. Now, I'm not saying there's not an area or streets in that area that are just like those two cities I mentioned. So I felt it, I felt compelled to do a video right away, the same goddamn day. A few hours later, I put up a video saying, ain't no walking street in Cambodia. Because what you don't understand, and Rich said, you don't know what happens on Walking Street. Bruh, you ever heard of the 304 show, Street Walkers, Walking Street? You see what I'm saying? It's a play on words. That's where you go for your pay to play. Your honey monies. And I see you there, Pat, and I'll be finishing the second. So Austin goes there, and then yesterday, ironically, I see his live. I saw the live. We said he's disassociating himself, and then I see a live yesterday. He says, "Oh, passport bros think they can do no wrong." Oh, hold on now. Are you going down the road now? You're going to start attacking passport bros because you've quote unquote disassociated yourself? And hey, real quick, I don't want to freeze you out there. What's going on, Rice Patty? Great to put a.
How you doing, brother?
What's going on, man?
Well, thanks for having me on. It's an honor.
Welcome.
I've been following you for a while, and I really respect everything that you say. And you're a great example to a lot of us.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot. I truly appreciate it, man. Yeah, and what I was saying about Austin was when he put that video out yesterday, I took it. Okay, you still want to tap into the Passport Bros algorithm because it's trending on YouTube, right? Anything you put in Passport Bros, the algorithm is going to pick it up. But you've disassociated yourself. Him and the young brother travel with Paul or whatever. And I'm real deal. I'm getting to the answer to your question. And they were like, Passport Bros always act. And I think what they were saying in the video was that Passport Bros are putting out a false narrative that all of these foreign women aren't as perfect as we say they are. That they've run into problems of getting harassed and extorted by the police, and these women been trying to hustle them and all. Listen, bro, if I'm going to pick mangoes, why do I go to the watermelon field patch? You understand? If I'm looking for a regular woman, why in the hell am I going to Walking Street? It's common sense.
Okay, I totally got what you're saying. It's kind of like here in Atlanta, Georgia. If I'm looking for a decent woman, why am I going down Cleveland Avenue or Bankhead?
Yeah, bro. I live in Decatur when I go back. Atlanta in the house, the ATL. I'm on East Side. You're right. Why you going down Cleveland Avenue and you're not going somewhere like Buckhead? You feel me?
Exactly. I totally get it.
It's almost like not to knock it, but why are you going to Greenbrier Mall looking for a traditional woman?
Yeah, you know what you're gonna get in them areas, and it's actually true though. Certain areas bring about certain types of women as well as certain type of men in certain areas. So
and now let's be honest, and I gotta keep it 100. If I'm just going to visit Thailand, Pattaya for 7 to 10 days, I might not have time to find the woman of my dreams. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I totally get it.
Rice Patty?
Absolutely. I've been to Bangkok before, and I spent the proverbial one night in Bangkok, and so
get it out your system. You got to do
really
it.
Not
you got to do it.
Much time for anything else. I mean, amazing place,
exactly.
but a whole lot to see.
But everybody travels for a different reason. So when you go to Walking Street, and let me give you my official stance on pay for play. If you're going to a country, where pay for play is legal, and I'm gonna keep myself from getting sued. Legal, not just tolerated, but legal. Because in Thailand, I don't believe sex work is legal yet. It's tolerated.
It's not technically legal there, but
Legal.
they don't. It's never enforced. I mean,
Right.
I mean,
Great point.
I believe that there's a lot of tourist dollars that are at stake if all of that like goes away. You know what I mean? So I think
Yeah,
that
and then
technically
also
it's not
you
illegal,
know that
but-
Asians are really big on saving face, and I think that the Thai government, from a morality standpoint, as far as the optics go, doesn't want to say sex work is legal in Thailand, even though we know it. Like you said,
Yeah.
Rice Patty, technically is. You know, same thing in the Philippines. It's not technically legal, but if you go down to Colombia, for instance, it is legal.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you're a brother that's earned your money, and you go down, and you don't want to be begging and going through, because I only got 7 days, right? Rubber Band Man in the building, and I only got 7 days, right? Then I'll go and I'll pay for play, right? I'll go in there and I'll go ahead and knock them down, you know, get it over with. You know what I'm saying? But what I think these guys are doing, which is disingenuous to the content providers that urge you to travel, like myself, like Zoom to Thailand, shout out to him, like BMT, shout out to him, like International Zoda Barber, shout out to him. All of these guys that urge you to travel, is that what I'm saying is be careful in what you do, strap up. But as I've said on this stream before, anybody who has heard me, there is no utopia. There is no country that you're going to leave the West and go to, and you ain't going to find no crazy women. And finally, what they were saying in their video was, well, the woman was acting crazy, and Rice, you're going to love this. Rice Patty, you're going to love this. They said the woman was acting crazy, and she was going off. She called the police and this and that, and they automatically said that I was guilty. That lets me know that you've never traveled. I'm in Cambodia. If there's a Khmer woman that's a Khmer policeman, the foreigner, guess who doesn't get the benefit of the doubt? The foreigner. I'm not going to win that battle. You know what's going to solve it?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going to solve the problem. So I think it's really underhanded, disingenuous, to make it more politically correct, real deal, that you're going to put up a video, in other words, insinuating that Passport Bros are lying to their subscribers and telling them that you're coming to a dreamland, fantasy land, fairy tale land. When these young brothers are traveling and they're going to these ratchet places, expecting to find regular women. Rubber Band Man, and then Rice said, Rubber Band Man, what you got to say about that? Okay, why he's coming on? Rice Patty.
Hey,
Yeah.
Hey, you hear me? Hey, look,
I hear you, brother.
man.
Loud and clear.
Like
Welcome.
I told you, man. Welcome, bro. How y'all doing? Like I told you about Austin, man. Austin just hard-headed. He not trying to listen, and that's a problem right there, man. I mean, you know, one thing about these guys, man, they don't want to learn about social etiquette or anything about going to these countries. I mean, they want to learn nothing about social etiquette. Then when the heat comes on them, then they want to turn around and act like they don't know what they did wrong. You know, I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
Rubber Band Man, we talked about this. We talked about this before, right? We talked about this before. Is as a new traveler, Rice Patty, you know, all you. I've been doing this since I was 18 years old when I joined the military, basically. And now back in 1988, I didn't technically need a passport to fly internationally. You know what I'm saying? You remember you could fly with your ID card. If you had a DOD ID card, you could travel internationally. But my first sergeant used to urge us to go get the passport because it was free for us, so that
Yeah.
when you're on a plane, you can blend in with other people in case there was like a hijacking or something, and they asked for everybody's passports. Even though with your haircut and the way that you acted and dressed, they knew that you were military, which I thought was funny anyway. But and I want to get Rice Patty's thoughts on this. My thing was this: if you first of all, the Passport Bros is not an official organization. I got views on that. It's an ideology, it's a lifestyle. But if, in my view, Austin used Passport Bros to build his channel, right? Then I'm gonna disassociate myself. I'm not part of it anymore. So in my view, stop talking about him then. Right? Rubber Man, stop talking about him. But then the next video you put out is they're lying to you. Go ahead, Rice.
Yeah, I guess I don't know, that hurt a little bit, because I've been following Austin
Yes.
for since the beginning, and I actually I commented on like some of the live streams that he did with like Rome over at Average Man Unplugged, and I had considered him to be a great example for young guys, and I honestly, in some ways, I think that he still is. I mean, because he's a young guy, he's traveling, he's exploring his options, and I think that's what a lot of young guys really should do. Since the game is so rigged against us here in the West, so I think that it's not. I don't think that it really matters what you call yourself. I mean, like I've been told that I'm not a passport bro because I'm not black. I'm an Asian guy. Big Truck says that we're passport shows. Which I thought that was hilarious, right?
Hey, have you seen the Chow channel? I mean, I'm pretty sure you've seen the Chow, the young brother.
Red over at Chow Time, yeah. He's down here in SoCal with me. We're supposed to have lunch one of these days.
Matter of fact, he sent me. I reacted to one of his videos, and he's like, "Hey man, later on this year, I'm going to be in Cambodia." And I'm like, "Hey dude, let's get together and break bread." I really like his channel. I really like the way he does his content. And big shout out to him. You said it's Chow Time, right?
It's Chow Time Pod. Yeah, if you guys haven't subscribed to the Chow Time Pod, that is a great one-stop shop to know what's going on, because he's on his content. I mean he's Asian, okay? Us Asians, we're on our shit, okay? We're detailed, right? So,
where are you from in Asia, Rice Patty?
My family is Chinese, at least as far as I know. On my grandmother's side, it's we have a very long Chinese lineage. My grandfather was adopted, and the records of his lineage were lost during World War II. The village that my family, my grandfather's family came from, it doesn't exist anymore. It was leveled by the Japanese during World War II. So I have no idea. I could be part all kinds of stuff, but I know that I'm at least half Chinese. but I was born in California,
Yeah, I grew up in Pasadena. I graduated from Pasadena High. So
right on.
I was in SoCal, and I want to let you know that you have, you're always welcome here, bro. Because I think you're always welcome here, Rice Patty. You're part of the family. The thing is,
I'm going.
Yeah. The thing is that Passport Bros, because of the word bro, is in the society that we live in, sort of infers black.
Yeah.
But to me, bro means brother. To me, that stands for. You're a brother.
My roommate and my best friend, okay, we've been friends for over 30 years now. He's black, he's a drummer, and I forget that I'm not black sometimes, we're just brothers, you know what I mean? Like he talks to me as a brother, so it's sort of I believe that this movement is really about inclusiveness, and I see it as more of a paradigm shift. as in a fundamental shift in the approach and the way that you think. Like where a lot of us are just realizing that that we're not going to find what we're looking for, and the majority of us are not what is being sought here in the West. All right, you know, like not everybody can be in the top 5%. You know, and we can't try to, you know, I mean, like, I'm never going to be, you know, all that much. I'm never going to be 6 feet tall, even with leg extensions, which, by the way, like, if I could afford it, then if I could afford it, then I guess what? I can afford a Ferrari and I don't need to be tall, right? But we're not looking to that. Okay, I don't need to. We don't need to do that sort of thing, because just being a good person and being financially stable is enough to make you into a high value man when you travel. Right? Like,
exactly. You don't need 6 figures abroad.
You don't need to. I mean, I'm going with 6 figures. You know, I'm going to be going making 6 figures passively. I mean, that's more or less what my channel's about, is to help you know, other guys get there, you know, and I'm not a college graduate. All right. I mean, I got a high school diploma. I'm a goddamn cook. That's what I've been doing for the last 35 years. But I learned what I needed to learn on my own in order to achieve financial freedom. And so if I can do it as a damn cook, like anybody can do it, you know, and that's why I want to provide help and solution to other guys who want to do this.
Make sure you go check out your channel, man. I've already put it down in the comments, but I want to acknowledge Global Passport Cruise. Everybody go to Rice Patty's channel, subscribe, click, like, check out what he has to say. He's a part of the family. To Global Passport Crew in the building. Welcome, man. OG, man. Great content over there. I think that you're absolutely right. You know, I'm always about, like I said before, about promoting pro travel, pro options, you know, being a good global citizen of wherever you go. What's going on, Global Passport? What's up, brother?
What's up, brother? How you been?
And I've been great, man. I can't complain, bro.
I was just hearing a little.
Okay, all right. Hey, you know, I was just saying today, and Rice Patty touched on this, and I love it when men with confidence can say it hurt a little bit today when I watched that video of Austin talking in what I perceive to be a negative way about Passport Bros. When he said, you know, Passport Bros can do no wrong, which I think was really rich, coming from a guy who brought a bunch of negative light to the movement, whether it was warranted or not. You know, Austin's name was associated with bad behavior and disrespect. And then now he's the one that's using the term Passport Bros, you know, can they do no wrong? You know, in other words, like, I'm saying, come to Cambodia, and when you land, there's going to be a wife waiting for you at the airport on her knees begging to be your husband. Hell no, there is no utopia, you know, and this is the reality, folks. And I really want you brothers that are listening, that are going overseas looking for a wife, okay, looking for a meaningful relationship. I'm going to just base it on where I live, and I've lived for the past 5 years. And the fact that in my house, under my roof, I have 3 single Khmer women, unmarried, for dating. Okay, so I know this for real. Here's what it's gonna be. There's the bar girls, the ones that you meet wherever you go. They're good, you know, they might be down for pay to play, whatever it is, spending some time, because she's going to try to separate you from from her money. That's what they do. They all know each other. They all know the cops. So you're not going to get any help from there, because he's going to get a cut of whatever she extorts from you. And I'm not saying that that's what they all do, but that's the reality. You got the woman in the middle, right? You got the woman that has had a relationship with, you've had a woman that's had a relationship with with a foreigner that might have a kid, might not have a kid, and she might be looking for a relationship. Okay? But then you got the traditional girl. Rich Free, thank you for the $2 super chat. I definitely want to address those. Those go a long way toward the Cerveza Fund. I really want to thank you for that. Thanks a lot to Rich. You know, I buy that for $1. Thanks a lot, bro. But back to what I was saying, then you got the girls, the women, like the young ladies that live in my house. The one that asked me, Papa, is it okay if I go out on a date tonight with coffee with this guy? And she's 24 years old. She don't have to ask me a damn thing. But she's traditional. Like when I went out to the countryside today. If you come here and you meet one of those traditional girls, there's a good chance you're not going to smash the first night. There's going to be a chance that in that first week that you're here, you're not going to smash at all. Because she wants marriage commitment before sex. So don't be a hypocrite. Don't say that you're coming here looking for a wife, looking for a traditional woman, but you're only here for 7 days. You know, yeah, maybe you can come and meet a woman and start to establish a relationship, or maybe you guys have spoken online and chatted, and you know what I'm saying? So now this is your first meeting. You know what I'm saying? That's different. But if you coming over here cold turkey, nah, it's not going to happen in 7 days. But don't turn around and go hang out in the pay-for-play places, the walking streets, and then turn around and say that content providers that are being responsible, content providers that are trying to encourage Black men not only to travel and explore their options in a safe, meaningful way to take advantage. I've just proved to you at the beginning of this show to a lot of brothers that a lot of us are in the middle class already. We're an emerging force in the middle class. I have a slide coming up in a little while that talks about the top 10 earning remote jobs that you can live in these different countries and make money. I'm trying to educate. I'm trying to inform. I'm trying to inspire you to know that you can build a better life for yourself somewhere else. But back to Austin, you know, I even chatted with the brother that Paul traveling in Thailand or whatever. And you go into this 8-story video series about how a freelancer in Thailand tried to extort you. That is nothing new, bruh. That's nothing new. But I just don't like the shade. Rubber Band, you've been quiet. I've been running my mouth. Holla at me, man. What do you think about it?
Oh man, just Austin a knucklehead, man. And sometimes we knuckleheads. I mean, I don't have no mercy on it, brother. Everybody want to give him an excuse. He's not 14 years old. You know, he's 23. He's a grown man. I know. I was on Pablo Frescobar channel about a week ago, and Pablo said something that was pretty deep. Hey, look, man. Hey, man, this passport bro lifestyle and YouTube algorithm is like the mob. It's like the mob. So once the YouTube algorithm gets you, you know what I'm saying? That's where you are. Then, and the only way for Austin to disassociate himself is to, like the mob, blood in, blood out. He gotta kill a champ. You know what I'm saying? Him and A Slide both. But you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? They don't want to do that. You know, I mean, because I'm proud military, you know, and everybody said, well, Austin grew up in a broken home. So did I. You know, I grew up in a broken home too. But common sense is common sense. You know what I'm saying? It's like me coming to Cambodia. You know what I'm saying? Ed, you know what I'm saying? Ed, you invite me out to your house, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah, as soon as I hit the door, you know what I'm saying? I take a piss in your living room.
Yeah, that's not gonna turn out well. That's
not gonna turn out well, El. It's not gonna turn out well. not gonna turn out well. I mean, I'm tired of everybody giving this guy a pass. He's 23, man. He's not 13 years old. You know what I'm saying? He went down to Colombia, not Colombia, but down Brazil. Brazil. You know what I'm saying? And Coach Castro, I talked to him, told him to dial it down. He got into a bar fight. Luckily, the bar fight, the cops didn't show up. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know that.
Him a Pookie. Yeah, him and this other black guy, you know what I'm saying, who I call, like, people think, well, he ain't sagging his pants. Look, man. Look, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The Pookies know how to, as I saw, Pookies know how to camouflage themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on real quick. I want to definitely shout out to our win with the $9.99 super chat. I really appreciate that, man. Thanks a lot, Ren, for your support, and then maybe we'll get to play golf soon. And Ren says, going to clubs and bars, you're not going to find a traditional woman. Exactly. How are you going to look for a wife in those type of places? Great comment. But go ahead, Rubber Man. I wanted to acknowledge my man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you good, brother. And once again,
I didn't know about the bar fight, though. I didn't know about the bar fight.
Yeah. Because they said him and another dude were based out of thing, and they saw a Colombian dude smacking up on this girl, and they gave him the side eye. And the Colombian guy looked at him, and I guess he asked him, to mind their business or something. So they stumped the guy. They came with the 1-2 and stumped him.
Who, Austin and the guy stumped the other guy?
Yeah. And
was the other guy Brazilian?
No.
Okay.
The dude was a black American guy, and two of them, you know what I'm saying, they saw a Brazilian guy, kind of smacking up his girl. You know what I'm saying? They gave him the side eye, and I guess the Brazilian guy saw it. And Austin and his boy hit him with the 1-2 combo, and they beat his ass. You know what I'm saying? Then the cops showed up, and the guy reneged the story and said he started it. Okay, that's here no there. The objective is, you know what I'm saying? Let's say that guy didn't renege his story. You know what I'm saying? Let's say
you're not gonna win that battle. You don't want to be in a foreign prison, man. You don't.
Yeah, and let's say that guy didn't call the cops, but let's say he called his buddies from the favelas. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
and they come down and see. I'm trying to explain this to some of the knuckleheads. They're like, well, man, you hate? No, man. I said, look. Hey, look, I'm like you, Ed. I've been 6 in the military. You know what I'm saying? I've been 6 in the military. And one thing I learned when we went overseas, man, is you are like, one thing my commander said on the ship, you are a foreign diplomat. You know what I'm saying? If you are in the United States military, you are a foreign diplomat. You have diplomatic status. Do not do anything, you know what I'm saying, to embarrass, you know what I'm saying, on the country and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And for what I say, Austin just a knucklehead. And what's going to have to learn is Austin got to learn BTF. And BTF is blunt trauma force. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. So, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Somebody's going to go upside his head overseas. You know what I'm saying? Something's going to happen. And that's when Austin will get blunt trauma force. Then, done common sense. I mean, I don't have no sympathy for him because he came to Cambodia talking about where to walk his street. After you got hemmed up in Colombia, you still do the same antics over and over, and people trying to talk to you. I just don't get it, man. I don't know. Someone explain to me.
Well, I ain't gonna lie, man. If it's going down like that, then he's not really being a good example of how he started out, in a positive way, speaking and being very encouraging. Like, he's kind of giving, I'm gonna say he's kind of giving fuel to people that's kind of going against guys that travel to say, see, look, they still ignorant. Look how ignorant they're acting when they go. He's their leader. He's their leader, and he's going over there acting ignorant. And he's doing this, and see, he's just no different than the hood guys. If he's going over there fighting in bars, and so yeah, I didn't know that he did that either, man. But if he did that, man, he's gonna really have to tone it down and be aware of his surroundings and stuff like that. Because first of all, even though it's bad, I don't want to see nobody assaulting nobody. At the end of the day, it's not your business, and it's a different culture. You're in a different country.
Yeah, man.
Just like it'd be dangerous if he would have got into somebody's business over here in America, if they was assaulting someone and it was a random guy and a random woman. You don't know if that person got a weapon. You don't know. Sometimes people set stuff up. That woman. Sometimes it can go either way.
Yeah, man. I mean, that problem that I have.
That's why Ice Cube said, "Watch out, because those 3 or 4s will get you jacked and kidnapped."
Yeah,
that's some West Coast music.
Yeah,
that. I was on a live the other night, bro, and it was this very, very guys, I'm trying to find the right word here. Passionate young brother that still believes in throwing. Older men can see themselves in younger men, right? That's the difference between us and women. We're not necessarily, I'm nowhere nearly as looking as Rice Patty. So I can't, I can't compete against, what I'm saying? But this young brother's like, yeah, man, if I'm down in Colombia and I'm throwing money up in the air and I'm doing this, man, I'm doing me and I really don't care. And all of y'all are capping, we going down there to have fun and I don't care what they think and blah, blah, blah. And I was just simply in the nicest way trying to tell him, all right, bro, you're a grown man. Do you? Do you? Do you? Thanks again to Rich Freak, Golden Travel Rules, no violence, no guns, no yeah. And thank you so much for the $2 super chat.
And I'm gonna tell this last story that I'm gonna fall back because I just
go ahead, Bob.
All right. There was a brother from Atlanta about a year ago, and he went down to Colombia, and I guess he got tired of the stuff up here, and he met some Colombian chick down there, and he was moving a little bit too fast. He had people told him, you're moving too fast. You got to learn the language, the culture. You know what I'm saying? Brother won't listen. Now, the brother wasn't a pookie. The brother just wouldn't listen. He was just hard-headed. He had people say, look, man, you got a little bit slow. Matter of fact, he went and bought an apartment building without a apartment complex.
Yeah, I remember in that.
Yeah,
wasn't that in Barranquilla?
Yeah, Barranquilla. Yeah. It was in Barranquilla. And the brother didn't have, he didn't know no Spanish. You know what I'm saying? And the guy who owned the building, he didn't know him because they were just coming through email. And he just pops up. Dude didn't go get a translator like he was advised to. You know what I'm saying? The woman he's with is sketchy. You know what I'm saying? Then he travels down there with freaking 25 grand. Well, word gets out real quick down there if you're going to drop freaking 25 grand in the bank just straight up as a person. No, they tell you if you're going to drop money in Colombia, you got to wire that in. It's a lot easier and quieter when you wired it in than just come and show with a cashier's check. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? And cuz wouldn't listen to his girl. Now people think the girl set him up, but some people did try to advise him. He wanted to start a business, but he didn't know the language. He didn't know the culture. He didn't. And dude was standing outside, and cats just rolled up on him and shot him in the head, broad daylight.
Yeah, I remember that. That's when I was first really started watching those videos, and it was extremely tragic. I watched the video of his girl, and the feeling that I got from when I watched the video that she came across as genuine to me.
Yeah. Because she came out.
Really did, to give her credit.
Yeah,
she did, but he was reckless with it. He was totally reckless with it.
Yeah, because she advised him, look, slow down, learn the language. There's a way you need to move and stuff. And dude just wouldn't listen. He just wouldn't listen. And that's the thing that I see with these guys, man. A lot of them, you know what I'm saying, they so eager to get out the matrix. You know what I'm saying? But there's a process to moving. You know what I'm saying? There's a process. But look, man, I'm gonna fall back. I'm gonna get in here so I can try to. I just got off work, man. Look, Ed.
All right, man.
Everybody, please smash that done like button for Ed, man. Please smash that like button, please. You know what I'm saying? And peace out, man. Holler at y'all later.
All right, man. Thanks a lot, bro. Take it easy, man. Much love to you, other man. Much love. Hey, again, if anybody wants to, my thing is this, and I want to make this extremely clear. I'm gonna go ahead and say it, even though I think I'll probably catch some heat, which I really don't give a shit about. It's not the first time. But I've been sitting back. I'm not part of this manosphere debate. I'm not part of this pro-black, just pearly thing stuff. That's not my wheelhouse. I made my comments clear on how I felt about that situation or any of that. But, you know, for a lot of these people to claim that they're pro-black, only other people they attack are pro-black, are other black people. You know, I don't see comments of them talking about white supremacists without them calling each other white supremacists. So I'm not going to publicly go against Passport Bros in a hating way or someone associated with the movement. I tried to warn the brother as well in the most loving way. He was on the chat with Razor Rays. He was in the room. I saw him. I reached out to him and I said, look, bro, my love goes out to you. You're 23 years old. You're doing big things. You should be an inspiration, a responsibility to other people. And Global, I see that you're unmuted. Is there something that you'd like to contribute?
The thing I've been noticing, and I'm not talking about Austin, but there's a bunch of channels that show guys, like you said, throwing out cash and all this other stuff and trying to play Big Willie style overseas. And you need to learn how to be the gray man. The gray man is just someone who's neutral. He's not flashy. He's not doing any of this stuff because he doesn't want attention. Attention brings on trouble. When I traveled to Jordan, I was just normal dress, nothing fancy, nothing out of the ordinary. I just like a regular tourist. And because I knew where I was going, there may be some issues. So you want to be able to be normal. And unfortunately, we got guys that's under this mantra of the Passport Bros, you know, want to go out and play Big Willie style. And I'm not saying Austin in particular or anything like that, but it's just, you can't go to these countries with that type of money. Like what the Rubber Band Man just said, I just learned something from him right now. You know, if you're going to do business over there, wire your money there instead of coming out with a cashier check because they're going to rob you. That was a learning lesson I just learned right now. Something I put away. Something that's going to help. That was something that's going to help me. If I go to Colombia, that's going to protect me. So I don't know why guys aren't listening to those that are older, but it's not just a factor of age. It's a factor of they've been through it. They know the ins and outs, and they're trying to protect you from making any mistakes because these mistakes can be fatal, unfortunately. And we're seeing that in Colombia. We're seeing that possibly in Brazil. I tell these guys, you know, when you go to another country, learn that language. Learn that language because that's going to be your key to anything. When I lived in Israel, I learned a little bit of Hebrew, I learned a little bit of Arabic. And let me tell you, it opened up a lot of doors. And a lot of those doors helped me and protect me. So for all you guys that's listening to this stream right now, listen to Ed, listen to Rice Patty, listen to these guys because they know what they're talking about. Because they possibly either been through it or, you know, they know people that have been through these situations and they're trying to pass this information up so you can have a safe time. Because you get hemmed up overseas, that's it. You are hemmed up, that's it. There's no U.S. government come to get you out of jail because you're under the jurisdiction of that country when you mess up. And those jails aren't nothing to sneeze at. You know, these are not like in the Philippines. Those jails are horrible. And, you know, the United Nations, yeah, they got some issues with I think it's either Thailand or Philippine jails because of the human rights issues. And our host just disappeared on us.
Yeah, what happened? Well, I had a question for you, GPC. You, as an experienced traveler, how would you suggest? What's the best way to move larger amounts of money overseas if, say, you were wanting to open like a foreign bank account?
I would actually I really don't know the question and the answer, but me, I would already probably have a bank account already set up. Or if you're going over there, if you have a US, I mean, a lot of these major banks got branches all over the world. So, you know, basically you can just leave it in there until you get over there and get yourself a little bit situated with a bank over there. Open up an account with a small amount of money, and just do a wire transfer into the account. You can do that. You know, there's ways you can do a lot of these things. You know, you don't have to come with actual currency and money to just say, hey, look, I got all this cash, you know, and being flashy and all that stuff, especially down in Colombia, because you know for a fact, going down to Colombia, you're going to have issues. You're going to have problems. You go out there playing flashy with money and stuff like that. That's still cartel territory. You got to be careful, definitely going down there. But you still got guys that don't listen to these pros like Ed and Rice or Andre from Andre Love Crossing Borders TV, or a lot of these other YouTubers that, a lot of these other YouTubers that are out there. You can't ignore their messages, because those are your learning. Those are how you're going to move. And every time I come on these channels, like I said, Rubber Band, he just taught me something new. I'm learning. And that's the best thing you can do, is to protect yourself, because when you go down there, you got no protection. You're in someone else's waters, and those waters can be dangerous.
Hey, brother, they're cutthroat. What I tried to tell them, and thank you guys for keeping it going. I got this wonderful Cambodian Wi-Fi. But they, what happens, man, is they'll even scope you from the airport. Okay, like in Medellin, Cartagena. Especially if you're a group of cats that are coming in, each one of you has a backpack, right? So using that backpack, you're gonna have a camera, you're gonna have a laptop. You know what I'm saying? They know that you're gonna have that cash on you. They're gonna radio ahead to their boys. Someone's gonna follow you to your hotel. I can't tell you how many videos I've seen down in Colombia of people getting robbed as soon as they get to the hotel, or they're leaving the hotel standing outside with their bags instead of leaving them at the concierge until your ride shows up. You know, because you're standing out there as a target. And also okay, I get it. All right. And I'll go along with this to a certain extent. You're leaving the Matrix. You've been stressed out. You want to let your quote unquote hair down. Right. You want to have a good time. But you can't allow that to let you, in military terms, to lose your situational and tactical awareness. You know, like the great philosopher Rakim said, "It's not where you're from, it's where you're at."
It's, you know, I looked at the travel advisory for Colombia.
Yeah, exactly. The State Department travel, right? State Department.
And you know, everybody got their opinions about it, but level 3, they saying, you know, because of, you know, reconsider traveling because of crime in the area. But yet you got guys that been over there and they know how to roll. Okay, fine. Those are the pros that know how to roll. You a newbie. You're a newbie in that area. You don't know how to roll like these guys that's experienced in rolling down there. You have to build your experience. But you know, but like I said, would I go to Medellin? No. Would I go to Cartagena? No. Would I go to Barranquilla? Maybe.
Yeah, Barranquilla is a totally different animal. Because Barranquilla is not nearly set up the way that that Medellin is. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like this. When I got to Medellin, I ended up, before I went, I found out about Rob Lester from I think he's from Fort Valley, Georgia, that opened up Sweet Georgia Cafe, right, in El Poblado. And I reached out to the brother, and he was like, "Hey man, stop through. We got great food, you know." And this was, you know, that time of year when there's college football, college football on Saturday, pro football on Sunday.
Yeah,
you know, so I could go watch. You know, so me and my boy Jerry is could go watch our games on Saturday. And then on Sunday, he would have a DJ. He'd have drink specials. Dude, if you can have some oxtails, collard greens, and macaroni and cheese on a Sunday while you're watching your favorite team. Oh, I'm talking about good food, bro. And then what we would do is he had a young lady who I'm gonna leave nameless. She bring in the NFL girls. So it might be like 15 super hot Colombian chicks, and they be walking around dancing with you with the DJ. So there's a lot to do. But besides the mangoes that were there, what really was there was other black men or older men that were expats that lived in Medellin and around Medellin. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Those were the guys. And when you sat down with them outside, they're like, hey, man, if we walk up 3 blocks to Lares Park, to the clubs where all the pros are hanging out, don't do this. I would suggest you don't do that. When you leave and you come out on Calle 10, Calle 10, if you come out the club, you got all of these taxis lined up, and they're yelling at you, amigo, come get in my taxi. No. Spend the $3 and get an Uber. And when the Uber pulls up, check his write down his license plate number. Because 9 times out of 10, that Uber is not going to try to jack you. If you're leaving with a girl, if that's what you're doing, don't let her call the taxi. I mean, common sense. She going to call one of her gringo homeboys, one of her homeboys. That's what she's going to call, and you're going for a ride. But these brothers were telling you all kinds of how to move. But this was the problem, Global. Pride and ego. I'm a grown-ass man, and you don't tell me what to do.
Nah, that ain't gonna fly when you're overseas. That's not.
Because there were some young brothers that were, I believe they were from Houston. And he was like, oh, man, I was at the club, and I took these 2 ladies. I said, look, bro, even though this is my first time to Medellin, you took her back to your Airbnb, right? Right? And then now you got 2 to watch. Not just 1 to watch. You got 2 to watch. One distracts you while the other one is scoping your stuff. Is she on her cell phone the whole time? If you make a drink, did you leave the drink in front of her while you went into the kitchen or the bathroom?
Mm-hmm.
And they never thought about this. And let's be honest. I'm going to talk about like I'm a baller. But, dude, I had a 1-bedroom, nice studio right on the tram line, away in a different part of Medellin, like not too far from El Centro. Buenos Aires is where I was at. Had a little security guard downstairs. But you can rent 2 Airbnbs if it's $20 a day, right? You can rent 2 Airbnbs. Cheap as hell. You know what? One downstairs is sterile, ain't got nothing in there but bottled water, Coca-Cola, whatever. My laptop, my camera, my phone is all upstairs in my other Airbnb that nobody else goes to. So if you really got to smash, if that's what you're going to do, take it to the sterile environment.
Well, better yet, what Andre had taught me this. He said, if you're going to smash, take it to the hotel.
Right, exactly.
That you ain't staying there.
I'm from Southern California. We call it the no-tell motel or the mosey wosey.
Mm-hmm. Motel 6.
So you can go there for an hour or 2 hours. They got them. And the crazy part, Global, and the crazy part, Global, is right there in Parque Aires, next to that club. If you go down to where the money is right to the left, not even 100 feet. There's a money exchange and an ATM and a hourly hotel that's right there next to the club. And then there's one across the street. You ain't even got to leave that AO to get what you got to get done. And one thing that what's his name, Todd just said, this is nothing I did, guys. I had an informal networking group of guys, right? We were all connected on WhatsApp. Every night we hit each other up about what we were doing if we weren't together. You feel me? And then if we were together, hey, bruh, love you. Have a good night. Be safe. Hit me when you get back to your room. Hit me
Yeah.
in the morning. I got my boy Alan. I just hit him up in Sabaneta, right outside Medellin. He just hit me up tonight. Hey, bro, good morning, man. Just checking on you. He's 14,000 miles away. He's in Medellin, and I'm in Colombia, and he's still hitting me up on WhatsApp. Like, are you all right, man? Did you make it in? But what happens again, Global? Ego, youth. I'm invulnerable. I'm untouchable. Then, I can do what I want to do. And like you said, that mistake can be fatal there.
Yeah,
It can
like
be
when
fatal.
one time I went, when I was living in Israel, I went down to Jerusalem because I had some friends that came down on a church trip, and they, I wanted to see them since I haven't seen them in a while. So I went down, met up with her and her son and stuff like that. But, here I am, I'm walking through a neighborhood in Jerusalem I didn't know was the West Bank. I did not know it. I even got a hotel, but it's part of the West Bank that's, well, I'm not going to say it's usually quiet, because sometimes it's right next to the Damascus gate of the old city. And sometimes they'll get some little ruckus here and there with terrorism. But at the same time, here I am walking around with a cowboy hat, because that was my style when I was over there in Israel.
Not the cowboy hat.
Oh, yeah, cowboy hat. So and they didn't give me no flack about it. But the thing about it is, what I did was, once I realized that this was the West Bank, I pulled out my phone, did a long text message, and threw a picture of myself, and I sent it to a friend of mine from Homeland Security. I said, dude, if you do not hear from me in the next couple of hours that I made it back home safe in my hotel room, please get involved. He knew what to do. So, but that's the thing. I was in the area that, okay, this is my first time in the West Bank. I don't know what the heck's going to go on. I didn't realize the West Bank was like that close to the old city. But
yeah,
it's one of those safety things. It's like, okay, now I know, because I was staying at a hotel, which was nice. Okay, so I just basically just typed this information, sent it to my friend as a safety precaution. So that way, if anything happens, boom, he knew what to do. So I did what I did. Everything was fine. Everything was cool. Just certain parts of the West Bank, I wouldn't walk around with a cowboy hat on.
Well, man, you braver than me. I'm gonna share something real quick, and this is something that I did. This program.
I do that too. The Smart Travelers Enrollment
Program. I'll put the link in the description. But I registered with this, and I just do that as a safety guard. This is through the State Department, right? And basically says, I'm a passport holder. I'm traveling to this country, and it might help you in the long run. So I'm going to drop that link.
Oh yeah, I dropped that on my channel as well. That's very good program.
But Rice Patty, you can you drop a little knowledge, man?
Oh, definitely. You gotta move safe, because I mean, it's like a fire extinguisher. Like nobody plans on having their house on fire. All right. But once it is on fire, it's too late to go out and get yourself a fire extinguisher.
True.
Right. Like so be prepared. Like, make those preparations in advance. Like, have that network of people that like there's tons of people on Facebook, expats in the cities that you are specifically visiting. Talk to those people, hook up with them, meet up with them when you go to these places, and then check in with them if you're going off and doing something by yourself. It's always a great idea to have those layers of protection, so that you can expect to not need them. Like, peace of mind is worth any amount of trouble and money, because it could cost you a whole lot more if you think that nothing is going to go wrong. All right. And everybody does have to, check their ego when they travel, because one of the first rules of self-betterment is that any self-betterment stops as soon as you think you know it all. Then you can't get any better. you can't learn anymore because there's nothing to learn because you know it all, right? So yeah, always keep the mentality that the more you know, the more you're going to realize how little you actually do know.
Exactly. Anybody can get God. Anybody can get God. I'm going to share this right here.
Anybody.
The dude on the left with the Medellin hat, looking all players. That's Rob from Sweet Georgia. Unfortunately, the gentleman to the right, and I can't remember his name, was an experienced traveler who had been to Medellin, Colombia, DR. He had been all over the world numerous times, and while I was there, they found him deceased in an apartment. The thing is that people think that he might have got drugged by somebody. They didn't find it for a couple of days, and because of that, Rob started his Facebook group, Don Roberto Hub for Worldly Travelers, and I'm going to post that here.
Thank you.
So if anybody goes down to Colombia, before you go to Medellin or Colombia at all, this is a great kickoff point on Facebook. Reach out to Rob. Rob will get with you. And the biggest thing with Rob, I talked to him the other day, and I wanted to do a collaboration with him, King, Andre, and Cali. And I wanted to sit back and say, Colombia is a wonderful country to go to. Druggings and robbings happen all over the world, but unfortunately, Colombia is in the spotlight right now. But these guys live there. These guys are business owners there. They live there every day. They know the ins and outs. They know the people. They associate with the locals. You can just sit there and reach out to him on Facebook. And Rob is a wonderful. Let me tell you what I heard Rob do, and I hope Rob hears this. There was a brother that was there when I was there. So I'm not telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I saw. This young brother got robbed. He got scammed while he was there. Rob opened up his house to him. You got kicked out of your hotel because you didn't have the money to stay. Come stay at my house. I got a cook.
That's love there. Yeah.
That'll cook for you. And then he said, not only that, pay me back, but I'm gonna break you off enough bread to get home. I'm not gonna fund the rest of your vacation, but I'm gonna buy you a one-way ticket to get home and get home safely. That's where Rob's heart comes from. I left Medellin because of a medical thing. I really didn't get a chance to call Rob. The first thing Rob did when I messaged him was cuss me out. He said, man, I'm the king of the tribe, bro. You left without letting us know. I got to look out for my people. And I know that comes from the heart. You understand?
Yeah.
Your currency, your global currency needs to be other people. That's what your global currency needs to be. Exactly. Don't go down there. I've seen these guys about to get set up, Global and Rice Patty. I've seen them at a club, bro, and they in there throwing up 2,000.
Oh man.
Because this particular club, and I'm not gonna name it, but it hit me privately. I tell you, it's a great little place. But it got security, it's nice, all of that. And they'll give you the 2,000 pesos. You know what I'm saying? You walk in with, say, 100 mil. You walk up, they'll exchange it for you. They want you to tip the girl. Tip the girl. Like hand it to her. You know how they do, put it in there, their little hole, the thing on their leg, whatever. I heard about it. I've never done it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I know we are. No, but these young brothers were in a group. The bottle service is dirt cheap. $40 for a bottle, $50 for a bottle. And they're all in a group, which is already one huge target because all of you are together. And they're in there, the way they dress. And eventually what I did, because you got to be careful with these youngins. I'm 52 years old. You got to be careful what you say to them and how you say it to them because they'll turn on you in a heartbeat. But as an older brother, I pulled him to the side, fellas. And I said, come here, man. I said, what's the exchange rate today in Colombia? And he just looked at me like, what the hell we talk about the exchange rate at the club? I said, just humor me. What's the exchange rate? He said about 4,500 pesos to $1. And I said, you throwing up 2,000, so you're giving her less than 50 cents, man. You're giving her less than 50 cents. Now, I'm from the ATL. I live in Atlanta. Go to Magic City and throw up 50 cents and see how quick the security throw your ass out of there. You understand me? Go in Magic City and try to make it rain with $5, $10. They're still going to throw you out. Now, you got brothers in there making it rain with 50s and multiple hundreds. So if you really want to be a baller, do it back home. But, don't come down here and be a cheapskate trying to look. But more importantly, what I told him to do is like when I was in long range reconnaissance and patrol training, where you're supposed to observe from a distance without engaging in direct contact with the enemy. My job is to sit there and gather intel information and then take it back, right? I'm supposed to go in and not be seen. So when I walk into a place, my PTSD, my hypervigilance still kicks in. I look at every exit. Okay. I need to make sure I don't sit with my back to the door. I still do it. It's second nature. You know what I noticed, brothers? There was a Colombian dude on the phone at the front door. He kept looking at the group. Then he'll say something on the phone. Then he pointed at the group. Then he said something on the phone. And then another Colombian dude came in and he whispered in his ear. And then they pointed back at the group. And I'm just in there like, oh, hell, it's about to go down. They're going to follow your ass from this hotel. Either they're going to get you in the street or they're going to get you back at your lodging. But some people don't believe fat meat is greasy. And they basically told me to shut the fuck up. They told me, shut your old ass up. We don't want to hear what you got to say. Exactly. I'm from Chicago. I'm from the Chi. I'm from LA. I'm from Compton. I'm from South Central. I'm from Miami. Okay, cool.
Don't mean anything.
Insulting. I met real Colombian, and in that area of Colombia, the Paisas. That's the only place in Colombia where they have Paisas. And I met these girls, and you'll like this, Rice Patty. I was sitting at a coffee shop outside the tram station. You know what I'm saying? I'm that old dog that can't quite run after the youngins like I used to. So I sit right by the tram when they get off work. So they got to walk past me. And I'm like, hey.
Smart. That was strategic, right? That's
I'm like, hola, ¿cómo estás? Oh, hi, how are you? I'm not threatening, got the gray going on. I'm sitting there with my coffee. And the girl said, let me tell you what I don't like about foreign men. She said, I'm a regular girl. I'm like a dental assistant. Plus, she had on them scrubs, so you can imagine what it looked like. I love scrubs. Bruh, the scrub, hey, they do something special. And I looked at her and she said, don't show me how much money you have. Don't tell me what you can buy me, because now you making me feel like I'm a working girl. I'm not impressed by that. And this is just a regular girl. She said, you're going to have to meet my family. We're going to have to spend some time together. I mean, it was just like real talk, right?
Yeah.
But they don't want to go there. They don't want to go to those places. And then they want to come back. And real quick, I'll let you guys kick in. I tell these guys all the time, don't create a climate and then complain about the weather.
Mm-hmm. Amen, brother.
You create a climate of being a whoremonger. You create a climate of going down there just to smash. And then complain that you're being labeled as a sex tourist. You created that climate. You look at the thumbnails. Look at the thumbnails that Austin was putting up. What would you think that video was about when you saw the thumbnail? Honest response from you guys. What do you think that video was about?
I didn't see I didn't even see the video yet. That's why I'm not.
Several videos. All you got to do is go to his channel and just peruse the thumbnails, and you'll see it's always a sexy big girl hugging on him like this. Whatever, which is fine. I get it. The thumbnail's supposed to attract people to click. Yeah, but don't get caught up in that. And my point, go ahead, Global. I'm sorry.
Like that's why I don't go to DR. Exactly. That is a meat factory right there, because all the dudes are going down to DR to do, you know what, And it's like, you know, for
Hey,
this movement,
real talk, Global. The other night I was on Razor Rays Live, which was a great panel. This chick from the DR, Rice Fatty, worked her way into the chat. And I forget her name. It was like Tamara, something like that. HOE in capital letters was the last three letters. Can't make this up.
How refreshing.
Those were the last three letters of her username, HOE. And she said, hey, come on down to the DR to Susa. I guess I'm saying it's South Susa, whatever. Sasua. Come down to Sasua. I'm here. My girls are here. So what I did is I clicked on her YouTube channel, and it's nothing but 2 videos of big booty chicks walking back and forth outside some club. And she kept putting up emojis of money, eggplants, mango. I mean, I'm sitting there. So you know what I did, Global? This is so funny, man. So I just start this conversation with her while everybody's on the panel. And I'm like, you know, como estás? You know, how are you? Where do you live? This and that. And finally, some dude noticed what I was doing. He's like, Ed, what you doing, man? I said, look, man, stay focused on the panel, man. This is some international. but that, my point was, that's how bad it's gotten. That the working girls are now coming onto the YouTube platform to solicit guys before you even come there. Which also shows me that if Passport Bros are smart enough, they should learn how to collectively harness their economic power. If we was smart. When I used to do golf events, I went down to the Bonaventure Resort in Fort Lauderdale and said, look, I want to do a golf tournament at your resort. Well, I'm talking to the GM. How many people are you bringing in? Okay, I'm going to bring in X amount of people. Okay, these many golfers, these many non-golfers. I want to have these peripheral events that go on, a dinner, a welcoming thing, a pairing party, all of this. And in exchange for that, I need you to not charge me for 10 rooms. I want 30 rooms, but I only want you to charge me for 10. And he said, why should I give you that? I said, because I'm making an economic impact on your hotel. I'm bringing in money. People are going to spend food. You know what I'm saying? Food, the golf, all of this. I'm leveraging the fact that I'm bringing you business that you normally would never get. And he agreed to it. So now if you got the 304 Mangoes internationally entering our live streams, what does that tell you, fellas? What does that tell you?
Yeah, it means that, well, we got to come together more than ever. Right. I mean, because even YouTube isn't it isn't all the way safe. You know, I mean, that's some of the things that I've been working on myself. Like I'm looking to have an app developed to find a way for it's specifically for like Passport Bros, Blue Book Gentlemen to sort of be able to come together and be able to communicate safely and privately, and be able to find each other, right, and be able to keep people that we don't want, in our space, out of our space. You know, I mean, it'll probably. I mean, I don't know how much it's going to cost. I mean, whether I'm going to outsource it or have a programmer that I know make such an app. But I know that it's something that I believe is needed in our community, is a way for us to come together. And there's a lot of guys out there, and honestly, if there were I mean, I'm just spitballing here because I don't know how to put together such a thing, but collaborations would make us just so much more powerful and therefore secure, being able to work together and help other brothers prosper, through this movement and by this movement.
Well, the thing is Aaron over at BMT, right, Global, is been working on an app
Yeah.
I actually am really good friends here in Cambodia with a guy named Constantine. Shout out to Constantine. He's a Greek guy that owns 3 different businesses here, and he put me in touch with a Cambodian guy that's what he does for a living. He develops apps, and I haven't been able to sit down and talk to him as to what the cost structure is, but basically we met sort of informally, and he was like, just tell me what you want the app to do. What do you want the user interface to be? What's the point of the app? So make sure that you hit me up. I'm gonna put my right now. I'm gonna put my my Instagram into the chat so we can DM each other. But
yeah, absolutely.
yeah. But that's a great way. Right here, I put this comment up from Brooklyn Kid. I saw that if you want to join Passport Bros movement, you have. Okay, well, I'm not quite sure where that is, but to global. I was talking to I don't know of this dude Don Omar. I forget the first part of it, but he was on a thing, and he's a Spanish teacher. But we talked about the same thing, and I said it would be wonderful if there was some sort of like AAA. Okay, I'm a member of AAA. I'm old enough to be a member of AARP, which I can't always say I'm proud of, but I get discounts. Never thought my old ass would be part of AARP. My mom was a member.
I'm in the same boat as you, bro. I'm not gonna.
Go to Expedia.com. I don't know, Global, you know this. Go to Expedia.com and register for their AARP version of Expedia.com. And you're going to get AARP discounts. It's Expedia.com, but it's /AARP.
Hey, it works. It saves that money when you travel.
It truly does. But more on the lines of you join something like AARP. And in order for you to join, you have to send us proof that you have a passport. You have to send us proof that you have passport stamps and that the passport is active, right? Mm-hmm. Once you're vetted in that way and you pay a membership fee, then you're given access to travel discounts that we've negotiated with hotels and places, tour operators, restaurants, things of that nature in these places where people, where brothers travel to. That's one way of sort of galvanizing, bringing that economic power together, which ties into what my video was about tonight. When more and more men, especially black men, reaching and minority men reaching the middle class, we have the disposable income to travel. That's why y'all ain't number broke guys that travel is total bullshit. That hyena shit. It makes no sense. What do you guys think about that?
I like the idea, and plus we can also throw some information about dangers and stuff like that, about what to do, what not to do, and we can break it down to different countries.
Exactly.
Yeah, things like that.
What are our high-risk countries? Almost like a mirror of what the travel alert system is with the State Department.
Exactly. What specifically you need to be careful of when you're out doing this or doing that, or when you're in this country. Things, dangers to watch out for. Information on, if something happens, here's where you can go to. That type of a safety net. That would be awesome to have.
Or even something like Rice said earlier. Even if there's a functionality on there, if you're a registered member and you run into a problem, here's an email, here's a number you can call to at least let somebody be aware that you're in distress. Because there was a I know, Ren, because you old as hell. That's why you've been a member since, I think you was probably a member since like 98, Ren. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. I told you, man, if you're gonna make fun of somebody over here, I told you, number 5, make sure that you're original with it. Make sure you're original. That's what we do. You prior military, but be able to sit back and say, look, bro, I'm in trouble. You know what I'm saying? I run into an unexpected thing and I want to, please contact my family. Or even when you register, you fill out a form that has emergency contacts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or something like if there's a special little button on the app that reach out to law enforcement if you're in trouble.
Exactly. See, those are the type of things like global, like me, you, Aaron, Rice, Patty, Andre, Don, all of these guys. Because first of all, I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. Okay. You know, Sunshine Shoulders, Calvin, I talked to him the other day in the Philippines. That brother's heart is in the right place. Hey, it has done my heart good to watch his channel grow from that little bitty channel into what it is now. You see what I'm saying? He was one of the first ones that he built his brand with, hey, this is Calvin with the boots on the ground. You know what I'm saying? I'll never forget that phrase, but he knows the Philippines. You got the other brother Philippines. You got Zoom to Thailand. You got Aaron, you know, Global. You got yourself, me, Rice. You know, you got all these guys to sit back and say, let's all come together and come up with a platform, a mechanism. And it does a couple of things. It keeps people safe when they travel. It helps people save money, and it legitimizes the movement.
No, I think we can take it even a step further, like even if we got enough guys together, like collectively, to like form some sort of like a consortium, like and being able to like say acquire properties, you know, when no one's staying with staying in it, you can do short-term rentals and it profits. When somebody, you know, you can book a slot, stay there at a severe discount, right? And everybody profits. You know what I mean? Like doing stuff like that, like a safe place to stay, right? That's owned by a collective, right? And so it's sort of like it's helping Passport Bros, and it's also profiting Passport Bros.
See, what I'm doing here in Cambodia is I have 2 or 3 guys that are already in sales, and they're Khmer. You know, they come over here all the time. We hang out. But what I try to do is you know, in building an app for Cambodia along those lines, is that I have them go out and go talk to the business owners. Because Khmer to Khmer, they're familiar with each other. It's not the Bahrain coming in trying to get you to sign up for something.
Yeah, a home field advantage, right?
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, you know, I'm breaking them off. I say, look, man, I'm gonna pay you X amount, you know, month plus commission for everybody that you get to sign up for this app, right? And there are different levels. So if you're paying $10 a month, you're at the top. $7. You know, $4, whatever that price structure is. But I think that that's important. You know, that network, you know, they say that your network is your net worth, right? The people that you hang around with, the people that you move with, you know, because, you know, everybody was laughing because I guess I'm wired different. Everybody was laughing at the little chick that came in, but I started thinking to myself, like, hold on, man. If we got her creating a YouTube account, advertising, she's marketing.
It means there's a market. Right.
And she's taking her time to find the streams that have the brothers that are traveling to her destination. And she's basically cold calling, right? She's reaching out. And we're not galvanizing that power. I never want to get into name calling. I said this is a no black man or no man bashing forum, right? We're not going to do that here. That's not what it is. But what I'm trying to say is, in the short time that I've been quote unquote part of this movement, the guys that I've been able to meet, right? That if we could just all reach out, galvanize, get together and say, hey, and I've also thought about this. I used to make this joke because it's so, you know, when these women were talking about how dusty and crusty, Brooklyn Kisses, I'm in the black man's option. They're very well structured. They have only one guy that checks what you post and how you move around. And if I see that. So there's accountability. There's some sort of mechanism put in, and that's a lot to do for one person. But I sat back and this chick was talking to me about how dusty and crusty and no good and broke I was. So fellas, you know what I told her? Well, baby, I would love to sit here and talk to you longer, but we're having an international dusty, crusty, broke, no good black man convention. And I got to go catch my flight right now to go link up with the rest of the Dusties. You know, in other words, it's, you know, let's have that international get together in a place that everybody agrees to, right? And give that meeting a purpose. Everybody bring in collectively from the own place that you are. Let's meet. And again, it goes back to the analogy I used about me doing the golf event at the St. Bonaventure in Fort Lauderdale.
Mm-hmm.
I can go to a hotel in Thailand and say, hey, look, I'm going to bring in at least 200 passport bros from all over the world to your hotel. Your rooms are usually $115 a night. I think 60 will work if they give you this code.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason you're going to give me that is that these guys are going to come and spend money. We need a free conference room. We need a buffet. We need this. We need that. We need that. We need transportation. We need security. We need all of this. And then once you promote that on social media and say, look, we had 250 brothers or passport bros all come together in Bangkok, united. And this is what we talked about. It gives a legitimacy, right? What do you guys think about that before we shut it down? What do you guys think?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Go ahead, GBC.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, I wouldn't do anything in the States because that just gives them an easy opportunity to come and ruin it. I would actually go overseas and do it and keep it overseas.
You'd have the whole little hyena brigade outside boycotting and picketing.
Yeah, if you really want to keep them away, do it in the Philippines or in Thailand because that's what they've been talking crap about, more than anybody else.
The Filipino girls will be right there at Manila Airport, Terminal 2, waiting on their ass to get off that flight.
Yeah, on safari, hyena hunters.
Let's do it in Thailand. That way we get those female Muay Thai fighters and stuff like that.
I'm good with either one.
My girl's sister said it today. She said, baby, they said we dirt foot. She said they come to Cambodia. I showed them dirt foot. I showed them where I put the dirt foot. I said, okay, baby, calm down. Calm down. She said they think that we weak and meek, but also first of all, I like to really give my hey Brooklyn kid, don't play with me, man, with the golf thing, bro. My clubs are right there. Yeah, that's got to be a part of it. Hey, definitely. But what I like to say to Global Passport, it's great to put a face with the name Rice Patty. I see you on other lives, Global. We see each other. We run in the same circles, and I like to say from the bottom of my heart that I believe that dialogue is so important. I've been on so many lives where you got 2 or 3 people going at it for no reason. You got brothers that never even met each other. Going at it over some ego shit.
The movement's all about inclusiveness, right?
And Global, if you hit me up, man, I'm right here in Cambodia. And I was talking to Aaron. I talked to Zoe, and I talked to Zoom, to Richie Mack. Trey in the building. My man Trey.
Hey, what up,
Trey? Rambo, bro. Rambo got that green jacket, homie. But I reached out to those guys and say, look, it's gonna cost me nothing to really come over there. And we all sit down and we talk collectively about how we can make this happen. I'd love to do that. But this live has been up for about a little over 2 hours, and this woman's gonna wake up in a minute starting shit. So I absolutely love you guys. You're always welcome here, man.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Hey,
you're always welcome. Your ideas, I put the Instagram, hit me up, so at least we have your information, and let's make this happen. Hey, Trey, I hate to bounce on you, but I'm pretty sure there's another live we're going to hook up on, man. And we got to get together and play. So Hey guys, I love you guys, and there's nothing you can do about it, man. Peace out, man. Y'all have a
Live
great
free.
evening. Live free, absolutely. See y'all later.